It all started with a little over $2 million in investment, and today we know Netflix as the new king of media. But how did Netflix grow to become a chill billion-dollar company that has revolutionized online streaming and television as we know it? Well, the company founded in California by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph in 1997 was the result of a simple idea and a $40 late fee. The founder realized the power of the entertainment industry and how much people were willing to pay for quality content at their fingertips. Without saying too much, let's dive fully into the Netflix story. The birth of Netflix from a late fee. The revolutionary idea that is the billion-dollar company today started with a $40 late fee for Apollo 13. At the time, the founder Reed Hastings had rented the movie from a video rental store, but couldn't return it early enough. It was 1997, and instead of being so upset about this late fee, Reed saw that there were thousands of people who had been in that same situation as well. So he started investigating the possibility of a market for a movie rental business by mail. Well, the first thing this smart businessman did was admit that he didn't know so much about DVDs and went to someone who did, his friend Mark Randolph. Mark was a computer scientist, mathematician, and co-founder of Micro Warehouse. He was running this computer mail order company while also being the marketing director of Puritria, Reed's company. The next stage was funding, and Reed put in an investment of $2.5 million that would later bring in billions. Inspired by Amazon, Mark decided to sell small items online using this company's method. At first, they considered VHS tapes, but quickly discarded the idea when they realized how fragile it was to ship and how expensive it would be to stock. But then they thought of a DVD. At this time, this was a new technology, and hundreds of people were willing to buy them online. So they did a little experiment first. The men shipped a DVD from a few blocks to Reed's house to see if it could survive the mailing process. Knowing how easy it is to receive items already damaged in their packages, this was a very valid test. The CD arrived in perfect condition after 24 hours, and this was all the push they needed to get into the billion-dollar video sales and rental industry, and Netflix was born. Still, in 1997, Rational Software Corporation bought Puritria for a whopping $700 million in a deal that is still called the richest acquisition in the history of the Silicon Valley. Of course, this money went into Netflix, and in 1998, it went online as the first online CD rental store in the world. Only 925 movies were available at this time for pay-per-rent, and this wasn't so different from what Blockbuster was into. This was a rival company supplying video game and movie rentals through theater and rental shops. But pay-per-rental wasn't as successful as they had wanted, and Reed decided to try a different tactic. In 1999, he introduced a monthly subscription service with unlimited rentals and a free one-month trial. Even better, there was no per-movie rental fee, shipping or handling fee, late fee, or due dates. Of course, people were willing to get in on this deal. It was the late 90s, and everyone wanted to rent movies without the risk of huge fees. All they had to do was return the old movie if they wanted to rent new ones, and it was a huge hit. About 80% of subscribers became paid members after their trial period ended. Just a year later, Netflix had grown to 300,000 active subscribers, but there was still one problem. Netflix's move to Amazon. In 2000, Netflix was still wasting a lot of money on the US Postal Service, which was delivering its CDs, and they wanted to fix this. So the first thing they did was approach their rivals Blockbuster and give them a proposal to be acquired for $50 million. All they wanted to return was that Blockbuster would provide DVDs while they handle the online movie rental business, and they won't have to depend on the Postal Service anymore. Well, as you can imagine, Blockbuster turned down this deal. Looking at it more than 2 decades later, can you say this was the right decision, or would Blockbuster be having some regrets right now? I think we all know the answer to that. Not discouraged by this rejection, Netflix continued growing until 9/11, and an economic decline that affected them badly. The good side of this was that DVD players became crazy cheap and sold for as low as $200. More DVD players meant more reasons to buy DVDs, and Netflix was there to service this market comfortably. Once again, their subscribers grew to 670,000 in 2002, and they finally went public. 2003 was a great year for this company, as they got 1 million subscribers with about $6.5 million in profits. Business was good, but it was going to get a whole lot better. Blockbuster realized that the competition was getting stiff and decided to introduce Blockbuster Online in 2004, just around the time when Mark retired from the Netflix board. The plan was to offer unlimited DVD rentals at just $19.99 monthly. Still, this didn't stop Netflix from increasing their movie catalog to 35,000 by 2005, with as much as 1 million DVDs being shipped out daily. Although Netflix had always had it in mind to introduce an online movie streaming service, but that was only possible in 2005 when the cost of an internet subscription was a bit better than before. But they started with Netflix Box, which allowed subscribers to download any movie overnight and then watch it the next day. But this concept didn't last long as it was so much similar to YouTube's style. The difference was that YouTube didn't have high definition despite streaming popular content. And this was what Netflix opted for in 2007. Another factor that you could say contributed to the success story of Netflix is that they were willing to listen to their subscribers and build their brand around their feedback. So they developed a comprehensive movie recommendation system using the complaints and ratings of their millions of subscribers. By February of 2007, Netflix had created something new. This time, it was Video on Demand, an internet-based service for subscribers to watch movies, TV shows, and listen to audio content at any time. You can see that it's finally shaping up to be what you know Netflix as today. When they launched Video on Demand, they had delivered about 1 billion DVDs, but they slowly began to move away from this line of business. Although it may not have seemed like it at the start, the misfortune of Netflix's database corrupted was a huge turning point for the company. This forced them to move their data to Amazon Web Services, and it was finally complete in 2008. The rise of the movie streaming giant. At this time, Netflix subscribers already had access to unlimited plans, but Netflix wanted to make this better. So in 2008, they introduced instant online streaming for both TV shows and movies. Then, it brought these online streaming features to Wii devices, Blu-ray players, and of course, PlayStations. All this time, their services had been limited to the United States, but in 2010, they launched their streaming services into the international market, starting with Canada. To make it even better, Netflix introduced Netflix Original. With these, subscribers could get instant access to content exclusively distributed, produced, and co-produced by Netflix. Think of all the major television shows that have kept you glued to your screens in the last few years, and you see that they have something in common: produced by Netflix. 2011 was the year for gathering original content for the Netflix collection, and the House of Cards made its debut in 2013. This one-hour political drama became a favorite for many, and it's no surprise that more and more people decided to sign up on this platform. There was such a huge turnout that by 2018, Netflix subscribers had become about 137 million worldwide. What streaming platform can beat that? With a market cap of more than $200 billion in 2021, Netflix has more than 67 million subscribers today. This is a streaming giant that keeps breaking barriers and bringing amazing content to its subscribers. Obviously, they're not done just yet. Now you know the story of the new king of media, and that's a wrap. What are your top 3 favorite Netflix shows? Let us know in the comments. Did you like this video? Well, we're always posting amazing content like this, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching.